Hey folks, welcome to the final part of the God of War commentary. The Temple of the Oracles, we're back at, thanks to the lovable help of Zeus, the Gravekeeper.
As long as you don't have to play a heart piece game with them.
No.
Frickin' Dompe.
But that was also for the hook shot too, wasn't it?
No, that was the race. I'm talking about the Majora's Mask digging one.
Oh. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, fuck this.
I'm just gonna.
This is our last Mook Rush.
I'm just gonna press the I win button. Thanks.
Essentially.
Oh man.
Don't even bother leaving the Blade of Artemis in the meantime, no point. It has very little in combos, but it hurts like a motherfucker. Except for the Minotaurs, I just like tossing them like this.
You know what bugs me about the Ares fight? And I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but it's that instead of sticking to the main weapon of the game, which is the Blades of Chaos, they make you use a giant sword that plays identically to.
It's a three-pronged fight, so.
Yeah, that makes you play identically to the worst of the two weapons. I don't know. It feels like wouldn't it have made more sense for that port? I don't know. It's like you get to that fight, and if you haven't been using the blades of the Blade of Artemis, you're basically punished for not knowing its moveset. And I don't know. That just.
Well, I never knew anybody that didn't use the Blade of Artemis at least once to get an idea of how it works.
Well, using it
Going
once
up to
or
fight
twice.
Ganon.
Using it once or twice is one thing, but using it enough to remember how it works at the end of the game is another thing. Like, I pretty much didn't touch it until...
Which I don't think, honestly, is asking for much because, again, Blade of Artemis has very little in combo.
Yeah, but that also is...
It's a very bland weapon, but that also means it's not very hard to learn.
Yeah, but that also means, though, that you're stuck using the not fun weapon for the final boss.
Yeah, that's a matter of preference at that point, though.
Kratos, return.
Oh, yeah, you remember that fortune teller lady. Yeah, she's dying now.
Whatever.
I feel
It looks like she dies,
bad.
but she doesn't. She gets immediately back up. I'm not dead.
Kratos had traversed the desert.
Alright, final boss battle time.
Already?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, they just
Okay.
had you pass through some areas that we've already played through, fight a few mooks. And now we have to fight something that's giant. Which obviously means we need a Megazord.
Go, go, God of War.
Kratos returned even from the underworld.
By the way, you wouldn't know because I kind of finagle with the audio settings, but this cutscene's kind of out of sync.
No kidding.
He doesn't feel this. That's right. Keep talking to the sky. Not doing anything here but opening this box. And the power of Pandora's box is a Mario Brothers mushroom.
A super mushroom.
Droop, droop, droop.
But yeah, I wasn't kidding about that Megazord thing, because that's essentially the final boss.
You begged me to save your life.
I am not the same man you found that day. The monster you've created has returned to kill you.
You have no idea what a true monster is, Kratos.
I get they wanted to increase Kratos' size just to see like he could have a physical chance against a god, but I like how in starting with God of War 2 and 3, they keep Kratos normal size so that the boss battle.
Yeah, he's
in
just
itself
that badass about killing
Yeah,
everything.
he's just that badass that it doesn't matter how big you are, he will find a way to take you down.
The spider arms seem kind of silly, but you know.
It's kind of a random thing.
It wasn't
yeah.
just a matter of of giving him a chance, but like the PS2, well, the graphics would have suffered if he had to fight something that was as big as.
Shadow of the Colossus.
I'm sorry, but Shadow of the Colossus, while a great game, it didn't always.
Yes.
Well, let me just put it this way. The only reason Shadow of the Colossus worked was because there was basically nothing else going on. There was a big thing, and there was an environment, and that was about it. You didn't have the flashy effects. You didn't have...
Well, I think
fast
in terms
movement.
of boss fights in God of War, you can just isolate that to make something similar.
Yeah, but you also have to make it work with the gameplay where Kratos is jumping around all the time.
Can you spam the magic in this fight, or
You can, but you have a limited amount of it, though.
and there's no way to get more?
Well,
I'm
once you
guessing.
get to a certain amount of damage, you get stuff back. But yeah,
Yeah, not a lot, though.
But I was talking specifically about the kind of size that the bosses in God of War tend to assume. Which is actually...
I think given enough time, they could have done something of a similar idea, but...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they do at some point, you know, starting with God of War 2. They do get that idea.
The Colossi. Colossus is...
Colossi.
The camera tends to be focused pretty close to them when you're actually, for want of a better word, fighting them, because you're climbing up them and around them. So, the other thing about that is that what the camera was actually showing, what was actually being rendered at the time, wasn't necessarily always the whole Colossus.
finish him.
It wasn't until...
Wait, let me guess. There's another phase.
2 more phases.
We got a
Oh,
we got a pretty long part ahead of us.
Yeah, there was a shitload of red orbs, though, he also gave us, too.
Just in case you hadn't quite.
Just in case you haven't upgraded at this point, and you will kind of need it at this part, because Phase 2 is kind of a dick. This guy could do everything.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Oh, we're not gonna have a shooter segment this time? Okay.
Do you recognize this place, Spartan? The location of your greatest...
I've never been in outer space before, so no.
You can undo the deed.
Oh, this is the house where he killed his family. Oh no.
Yeah, he got all the details right, including where it was floating in midair.
How did he not recognize his own goddamn house?
It wasn't his house.
Oh. Then
Yeah,
what was his family doing in there?
Ares
Well,
put them there.
that's what Ares put them there, because one of Kratos' lines was, after he delivered the blow, was like, I left them at Spartan. Well, I left them at Sparta. What were they doing here?
Gods, can this be?
Nope.
You're
Alright,
not
so
me.
Alright, phase 2 of the fight is we have to protect the family from a shitload of Kratos clones.
Nothing you can put in my way to
And they rock both the Blades of Chaos and the Blade of Artemis. And there's a lot of them, so...
They just magically
Hey, wait a
back
minute.
off.
They were just. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were there in the cutscene, then they went away, and now they're back again.
Can you hit them with
There's
the
there's a
with,
QTE
your
finisher
attacks?
above there.
No, actually, you can give them health back if they start to get low.
Oh, I see.
But you sacrifice your own
Yeah,
health for doing
yeah.
so.
Press circle to end this immediately.
So can you? So you can't accidentally hit them with your attacks. I'm guessing.
No.
No, they were at least kind enough gameplay-wise to do that.
Oh, you can give them a hug.
Press
Aw.
circle to hug.
That was a short hug.
It's like a pat in the back. How you doing? You okay? That's great. I still got like 98 more clones to go.
I do like this piece playing right now.
Oh, it's great. This is not the first time we heard it in this game, but it's really fitting in this
Yeah.
in this context.
It's an interesting idea too. I think. Like it's had this game been a little bit more thoughtful about its script and whatnot, this actually would have been pretty effective. Because like the you accidentally killed your family is a typical kind of Greek tragedy sort of thing. So it could have worked had Kratos been written actually sympathetically as opposed to just being
you
a
never play much
douchebag
games where you
for no
circle
good
the hug?
reason or whatever. So I don't know. I want to like this in concept, but not necessarily attached to the rest of the game around it, if that makes sense.
It's fairly effective when it happens during your own playthrough, at least the first time, anyway. On subsequent playthroughs, I can see people being pretty annoyed by this because it is essentially a mid-boss mook rush, just a very flashy one.
So in my second attempt of this, I would just say Army of Hades is what you really should be using at all times.
Just Army of Hades at the entire time, and you're fine.
Army of Hades also goes for the Kratos and the platform on the left there. I mean, Zeus can do that too, but with Army of Hades, you don't have to aim. And you kill enough of these, you get magic orbs, so your meter will fill up after a while.
Is this based off of time, or is it
How many you kill?
How many you kill?
Okay.
Oh,
Did
man.
you have to start the whole thing over?
Yes,
The
you
phase,
do,
yeah.
if you die.
Oh, that sucks.
But you don't have to sit through that twice. I do.
Okay.
Listen. Okay, I love this little thing that I did here. Keep in mind that I activated Army of Hades before this sequence ended.
Do you see, God of War? You took them once, but you'll never have them again.
You cannot save them, Kratos. You gave them
And Ares' retort to this is lol no, or lol JK.
price to pay for everything you gain.
Not that price. I didn't want them to die.
No price is too high for what I offered, and you rejected me. A god!
Oh.
Christian symbolism in a Greek-themed game. Okay.
I don't recall Jesus ever getting the Blades of Chaos.
Well, it would have made the New Testament about 50 times more epic.
I do like in concept the fact that the Blades of Chaos that Hades gave him, that Ares gave him. I'm sorry, I'm so used to Hades being the bad guy. The Blades of Chaos that Ares gave him get ripped away at the very end. But again, you get
It
stuck.
also takes away our Blade of Artemis and everything else. I don't know how. I'm like, the Blades of Chaos make sense, but everything else, no, those were given to us by other gods.
Oh, hi Army of Hades. You're still here.
Yeah. My Army of Hades is still activated because I triggered it before the sequence ended.
By the way, this turns into a fighting game now, basically.
Yeah.
Every time you strike Ares, he loses health and you gain health, but it also works vice versa.
Yeah. But there are two things that I have to say about this. The first is that the health system that they use in this segment is kind of clever, because it basically means if you're in trouble, fight harder and you'll get your health back. And I love that kind of gameplay. It works well in stuff like Doom 2016 and all that. But it also means the last thing that you're doing in this game has nothing to do with the core gameplay other than the dodge mechanic and the sword kind of being a little like the Blades of Artemis. The Blade of Artemis, sorry.
The best approach is the R1 shoulder tackle, because again, the blade functions exactly like the Blade of Artemis, so.
Yeah.
And it does a lot of damage, as you can see. Like, I took away a lot of health.
Honestly,
there.
I don't even do the dodge tactic. I just run up and swing until he hits me back.
Oh, you can totally War of Attrition this.
Yeah.
Or God of War Attrition.
Well, at
I
least
guess.
on normal mode. I'm not really sure about
Yeah.
the higher difficulties.
Well, you don't have many options, no matter the difficulty, because Kratos is kind of limited in this fight.
Kind of.
You don't have any of your magic.
No.
No magic, no Blades of Chaos, nothing.
You just have a big rock.
I'm not a big fan of limiting final bosses in these kind of games. Like, if you're gonna have a mano-a-mano fight, do it like Devil May Cry 3 did, and keep all your stuff and make it about, making the most of the skills that you've made throughout the game rather than limiting those skills.
I haven't forgotten Ares. I remember how you saved me.
That night, I was trying to make you a great warrior.
You succeeded.
Irony.
I like how they actually try to give Ares a moment of seeming kind of vaguely sympathetic. It doesn't work, but I like the attempt.
That's weird.
Okay, Ares confirmed to not perform well in keg nights.
Kratos had
Okay.
made it impossible. A mortal
Well, Athena, if it was impossible, then I wouldn't be able to do it.
no more.
Hey, we saved Athens. Oh no!
We did it, Patrick. We saved the city.
Oh.
Meanwhile, in Japan, a tidal wave just destroyed the entire.
And would thrive again. This would not be said for Kratos, for as he sought to rebuild his soul with the help of the gods, the truth was revealed to him.
You know, Zeus, if you had stepped in the way you did for Kratos, the city might still be around.
You have done well, Kratos. Though we mourn the death of our brother, the gods are indebted to you.
So here's my question.
Your sins would be forgiven.
These gods, they basically just appear to you as themselves in the next 2 games. Why the hell does Athena need to appear to you as one of her own goddamn statues in this game?
Oh wait, hold on. I got an answer. Okay, so in some religions, for example, definitely some Judeo-Christian texts, the gods are too pure to directly appear to humans. So if they were to appear to Kratos being just immortal, he might like disintegrate or whatever.
Okay,
But
so
since
how
he
does that
becomes a
explain
god-
Ares?
And Kratos cast himself from the highest.
Ah,
I
shit.
think because maybe Ares already gave Kratos his blessing
After
in the
10
form
years
of the
suffering,
gods of
10
the
years
blades of
endless
Chaos.
chaos.
Oh,
And see,
okay.
people,
It
the
makes him
irony is that
immune
nothing
to-
could kill him but himself.
death would be his escape
Yeah.
from madness.
Because I mean, I would agree. We don't see any other god in physical form in this game.
Well, Zeus
And-
kind of.
Well, Zeus uses a disguise though,
Yeah.
so it's not the same thing.
Now-
so maybe
Yeah.
it's of that same belief.
Now, can I just say, that was a lucky shot, Kratos. You landed in the one part down here that was pure water.
Also, he can't even drown in the water. He's got a magic. He can breathe underwater.
No, he doesn't have that anymore.
Oh yeah.
That would have been some shit though if he forgot about that.
I will say that, oh wait, no. He has his spells. He has the Poseidon's Rage at the beginning of the next game.
Well, he gets it once he becomes the god of war. He's not the god of war yet.
Yeah. So the whole thing that leads up to this is because the whole reason why Kratos went on this journey in the first place is because he wanted his sins and his nightmares to just disappear from the rest of his life, and Athena gave him the task of destroying the god of war to
So he can be forgiven.
earn forgiveness, but they never did say that they'll erase his memories or his past. So they said, well, we can never forget the kind of atrocities you committed, and that's why Kratos contemplates suicide.
Because just because you're forgiven doesn't mean you don't forget
Yeah,
all the
doesn't mean you don't
terrible shit
forget.
you did.
Yes.
So
Everything's gold.
so why do you get weapons? Is there more shit to fight?
No, it's
The-
just a setup next game.
Yeah, the Blades of Athena.
Do you call the hotline? Do you call the hotline?
They're basically just the Blades of Chaos.
Call the hotline?
By the way, that takes 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Why the hell did you break?
You can destroy the 2 statues here, and it takes a lot of fucking hits to do.
Yeah, but in the original game, it would spawn a telephone number if you killed both of them. I mean, destroyed both of them, and you could call, and it would basically be, what's his name, David Jaff?
Yeah, the director.
Yeah, the director of the game. It would be a pre-recorded message with David Jaff and him getting killed by Kratos.
Yeah. He's congratulating you for finding the Easter egg, and then Kratos shows up. And he's annoyed by David Japp because David Japp's kind of a prick.
So what do you get in this version?
You could still... I think the number still works. If not, you can find a YouTube video of it easily.
Well, they unlocked a
Well, I
secret...
mean, what do you
They
get?
unlocked a
But you also
secret
get
message,
an
which I
you
think
get you get a trophy in the HD version. So.
Yeah, they said that they said that secret message 2 is unlocked. What's that?
They did so under the watchful eye
Well, Secret Message 2 is the phone number.
Oh,
who had
okay.
defeated
Yeah.
I thought...
Oh, so they might just have the audio in this version of the game, then.
like Kratos.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but apparently they just give you the phone number again. Huh.
Oh shit, he's pulling a Conan. He needs to be made God of War by his own hand, so we have 12 more sequels.
Congratulations, you have conquered God of War.
As much as I like God of War 2 as a game story-wise, it's kind of... it's just kind of weird, because this is really kind of the most fitting end Kratos could really have.
Well, once you become a god,
Well,
you can't really go much higher than that, can you?
This is, this ending really wasn't intended to continue from this point.
Well,
Because,
obviously,
like,
but...
they talk about how, like, Kratos remained the God of War for all time, and they show scenes from all these different historical points in history. And then it turns out, like, a handful of years later, he gets dethroned and goes on another revenge trip. So all of that stuff was a lie.
Yeah.
Why do they dethrone Kratos?
Because he's,
Did he do
he's being a
something
prick.
He's being a prick?
He
Okay.
basically tries to do the same thing that Ares was doing to Athens to Rhodes.
Did Rhodes deserve it? Or...
No, he just felt like it.
Well,
Oh,
it's
okay.
also... Well, that's part of it. I mean, another big reason that the only way in this game ties into the other games is that when Kratos opened Pandora's box, he received the power to kill a god, but he also released all the evils inside the box. And those evils infest Mount Olympus, and it makes all the gods essentially evil.
Well, more evil.
More evil. And in doing so, it makes Zeus very paranoid of Kratos.
Rightfully
So-
so, but...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's justified, but it ultimately what sets up the events of 2 and 3. It's Zeus and the other gods set up Kratos to lose his godhood and ultimately kill him.
Lol, no, says Kratos.
Yeah.
Is Athena, like, I thought that, is Athena in on that? Or I thought,
No,
because I thought,
Athena is the only one that's not in on that.
then why don't they kill her too?
They do.
Oh, okay.
Well, what actually
Oh,
happens
Steve-
is
Steve Bloom is Ares. Oh, cool.
what actually happens is that when Kratos has Zeus like right where he wants him at the end of the second game, Athena jumps in front of him to save him. So Kratos accidentally kills Athena.
She had it coming.
And it doesn't do anything. She comes back by the third game.
As a ghost god. A god ghost. God of War gets silly.
Yeah.
No,
Does
it's
dying
epic.
really have any meaning in God of War?
No, not really, but... You know what? I still love the gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the time, it looked really good, too. I like the music. It's just... You know, the story's kind of weak, but... You know, a lot of good of everything else can make up for that.
You can sense the ambition, and it delivers for the most part in gameplay. It just needed more structure.
Yeah. And that's exactly what God of War 2 gave it.
Yeah. And you know, I guess the best thing about God of War is that it leads to God of War 2, which is a much better game in all sense of the word.
Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Kratos kind of became one of the quote-unquote mascots of Sony, but...
Is PS2, PlayStation 3 era? Yeah.
Although I know we're going to God of War next with the series, but I kind of wish that they had been done with the whole Greek stuff and maybe moved to like Norse or Egypt or something.
Here's the thing about that. God of War 3 was supposed to be a multi-mythological thing. It didn't come out that way. They wound up probably being too ambitious an idea for what they had, but there was supposed to be stuff from the Egyptians, and I think Norse mythology was supposed to come up.
I'm thinking like not like straight reboot, but like separate series. Just call it
No.
God of War.
Yeah, I know. It's just that God of War 3 was supposed to also branch off into other mythological areas, is all.
Yeah, well, they're doing that now, at the very least.
Sort of.
Sort of? I thought that the new God of War was all Norse stuff.
It has Norse stuff, but it still involves Kratos. I was more talking about, like, completely ignore the whole Greece Kratos stuff and kind of start fresh.
So a reboot.
A semi-reboot, but instead of doing Greek stuff, it's just another
Yeah.
God of War quote-unquote story, but it's with the Norse pantheon, or the Egyptian ones.
Yeah. So it's not tied to the original games at all. It's just like a new Kratos in a new world.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm for either. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'm not saying God of War looks bad. That's just how I would have done it.
I'm saying
In fact,
it looks
the fact that it branches off from the originals is kind of the reason why I'm interested in it, because I want to see how they can even attempt to make Kratos a sympathetic figure after all the shit he does in the original trilogy.
I'd be more interested in that if they... Well, I've already spoken my thoughts on the gameplay.
Yeah, we don't want this going on double the time.
Press X to Jason.
X to Sun. That's God of War, folks. We'll get the game. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.